Coming up at 4:30. Breaking news from this morning, a mass shooting in downtown Louisville leaves multiple dead, including one officer. What happened to cause the deadly event? Plus, we have an update on the false alarm shooting on OU's campus. Many believe foul play was involved, but has anything been confirmed? And the UCO police are sharing how students on campus can prepare themselves in case of a shooting. All that and more on this edition of UCentral News.
Hello and welcome to this edition of UCentral News. I'm Edmond Jones.
And I'm Brady Gray. Louisville police say 4 people were killed and 9 were injured following a mass shooting at a downtown bank today.
The shooter is dead and police say there is no active threat to the community now. CNN's Ivan Rodriguez is following this breaking news and has the latest.
Terrifying moments in downtown Louisville. Police say they received the report of an active shooter at Old National Bank Monday morning.
I got a call from my wife panicking that she was locked in the vault.
Caleb Goodlett says his wife works there.
Just a very traumatic phone call to get right at 8:30.
Shaken but grateful for the quick response from police.
Within 3 minutes of being dispatched, officers arrived on scene and encountered the suspect. At least 2 officers were shot during this exchange of gunfire.
Leaders praising Louisville Metro Police for their heroic actions.
Without a doubt, their actions saved lives.
We certainly saw, I think, the very best from them today.
A law enforcement source confirms the gun used was an AR-15 style rifle.
We believe this is a lone gunman involved in this that did have a connection to the bank.
Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear says he lost 2 close friends in the shooting.
This is awful. Our bodies and our minds are not meant to go through these types of tragedies.
He's asking the community to unite around the families impacted.
You watch the news, you see everything go down. You think of how you would handle this situation if it arose within your family.
In Louisville, Kentucky, I'm Ivan Rodriguez.
CNN has reported that police say the shooter was expected to be fired from the bank. This is the leading possible motive at this time, and we'll keep you updated if more develops. And students here at the University of Oklahoma faced a fake active shooter situation on Friday after authorities received reports of a threat to campus. Authorities say that it is believed the calls came from outside the United States. OU President Joseph Haraj Jr. released a statement saying, "Sadly, OU is not the only school to have recently been targeted by swatting, and it is deeply troubling. There are people who want to purposefully inflict such trauma and chaos," end quote.
Now, swatting is when a prank call is made to emergency services with the intent of having a large police response at a location where no illegal activity is actually happening.
And the OU threat has been followed by threats at other schools as well. Yukon Public Schools announced early this morning that all classes, activities, and practices were to be canceled today following a threat made towards Yukon High School. They first announced that there would be increased security and campuses will be on soft lockdown, but then they chose, to close out of, quote, an abundance of caution, end quote. The classes will resume as normal tomorrow.
And a neighboring university also received some threats of their own. While Oklahoma City University did not release a public statement confirming or denying an active shooter, our co-anchor and former OCU student Jocelyn Schifferdecker, along with other OCU students, did receive a text alert saying there were threats made to campus shortly after the OU incident. I actually have the text on my phone right now. It says, "Threats were made to campus, but there are no active threats on campus. Lockdown has been lifted. Stay alert and report any suspicious activity to OCU PD." Now, the main difference between OCU and OU is that OU urged their students to, quote, run, hide, and fight. And that's important to remember in any active shooter situation, as that is one of the main proper protocols in order to further help yourself remain safe.
As for what to do during an active shooter event here at UCO, our own Mark Lowe is live at the campus police station with more. Mark?
Yeah, Brady, Eden, in 2023 alone, there's been almost at least 145 mass shootings. Just a few names to be added to that list this year alone: Nashville, East Lansing, and just now today, Louisville. Even at OU, they had a swatting scare that occurred earlier on Friday. Here at UCO, they're preparing as well, just in case anything were to happen. Police captain of UCO's police department, Joe Harmon, has a few suggestions for students and faculty in case anything were to occur.
I would say just stay more vigilant. If you see something, even if it's online, somebody's mentioning something, report it to us. We don't mind at all checking those out. And if it turns out to be nothing, great, we'll go on. But if it's something you may have prevented ahead of time.
Guys, Joe really emphasized if you see something, say something. You could not only save a life, but you could prevent another name being added to the active shooter and mass shooting list. Brady, Eden, back to you guys at the desk.
Mark, thank you. And we asked students on campus how they felt about these tragic situations and their safety here at UCO. While students are feeling overwhelmed about what's been happening lately, hopefully with the seasons changing, the weather can be a stress reliever for some.
Let's kick it over to Destiny Pittman with our first look at weather. Destiny?
Good evening, Broncos. I hope you've been enjoying your warm day. It's been a pretty warm day outside, and it hasn't been too windy either, which is kind of not normal for Oklahoma. So outside currently it's about 75 degrees. It's pretty fair out. The sun is nice and out in the sky. There are a few clouds, but nothing major. And then the winds are blowing south at 7 miles per hour. And for Oklahoma, these are very slow winds, nothing compared to the gust of up to 20 mile per hour winds we've been having. And then it is a little humid. The humidity rate outside is about 43% right now. And then currently outside it feels like 74 degrees. So we're just going to move on into our daily forecast. So tonight around 6 p.m. it's going to cool down a little. It's going to be 74 degrees. It's going to get a little cloudy. There's going to be some clouds moving into the sky. And then around 8 to 11 p.m. we are expected to have some rain. So that rain, it's going to be about a 60% chance, and it's supposed to peak at 11 p.m. and it's going to go away slowly, and by the early hours of the morning it's going to be away. And then so starting tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. it's going to be pretty clear outside, and it's going to be about 54 degrees. So that rain is going to be only for tonight, and it should be gone by tomorrow morning, and tomorrow's going to be another nice warm spring day. That is all I have for now. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you, Destiny. And with that nice weather, it'll be a good time this weekend to get out and enjoy the sunshine with the Citizens Bank Herd on Herd event. The event has returned for its 10th season and will be this Saturday in downtown Edmond. There will be over 60 retail and food vendors and live performances from local artists. The event runs from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. every third Saturday of each month all the way through October.
And UCO's Melton Gallery is collaborating with Art Hall OKC to host an open photography exhibition featuring the works of photographer Eric Perry. Perry creates a contemporary look at the identities and upbringing of individuals from small towns and rural communities within Oklahoma. This exhibit is open now through April 20th, and the Senior Art Capstone exhibition opens the 4th of May, where graduating students will have their work featured alongside Perry in all works of art. Attendance to both exhibits is free to UCO students and community members.
And the weather outside has been really good, as you just saw, but let's get a more in-depth forecast on the other side with Destiny Pittman. Don't go anywhere.
Raised to believe in the power of possibility, to always move forward but never forget where I came from, to value hard work, ingenuity, and hospitality. On one hand, my people are rough and rugged. On the other, refined and elegant. They taught me how to love beautiful things and cherish my past, to seek out adventure, eat well, and to have a good time. So I keep their traditions alive every place I go. They call me Oklahoma City, but you can call me the modern frontier.
UCentral News as a whole, you got to be in those different areas, like being on camera, being off camera, being in the control room. And so I feel like that is what prepared me most about being in the workplace.
UCentral and the mass comm department has provided me all the tools and the fundamentals that are needed in order to thrive well and thrive fast at my job.
Maybe it's time to hit the road and visit a place where stories unfold. This is the land of the ultimate road trip, with sights old and new on Route 66. There's fun to be had, so much to do, and a few new surprises before you get through. Oklahoma has the most miles to share of Route 66. It's really quite rare. TravelOK.com will show you the way. Come see for yourself this iconic highway.
Welcome back, Broncos. As you've probably felt outside, it is a nice spring day today. It looks like spring is going to be officially here, and that cold weather will be behind us. Currently outside here, it's about 75 degrees, and it's supposed to be pretty warm again tomorrow. So let's look across the state and see what the temperatures are going to be like across Oklahoma. So we'll start up in Guymon. So up in Guymon, it's going to be about 84 degrees. That is the highest temperature in the state tomorrow. And as we look around, we can see a lot of high 70s, mid 70s. So a lot of that nicer warm spring weather. And then we'll just move down to Woodward. So down in Woodward, it's going to be about 78 degrees tomorrow, and then Clinton 76. And then Altus, among many other places in the state, are going to be about 77 degrees tomorrow. And then we'll just move over into Lawton. So in Lawton, Oklahoma, and Ardmore, and McAllister, all three of those areas are going to be about 75 degrees tomorrow. So about what it is here currently right now. And then the Oklahoma City and Edmond area is going to be about 74 degrees tomorrow. So it's still going to be pretty warm. And then over down in Idabel, it's going to also be 74 there. And then as we move up towards the northern part of the state, as we can see, Enid, Ponca City, and Tulsa are all expected to be about 77 degrees tomorrow. And then up in Miami, it's going to be about 74. So we can just move on into our 7-day forecast. So as you see, it's going to be a nice sunny week for the most part, with Friday being the exception. So we'll start with today. So outside today, it was about 75 degrees. It was pretty nice and sunny, and it's going to be pretty sunny the rest of the week. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday are all going to be pretty sunny. But like I said, there is going to be a little bit of rain tonight, later on this evening, but that should all be gone by tomorrow morning, starting around about 1 a.m. So it's going to be about 74 degrees tomorrow, and then 76 Wednesday, and then 77 on Thursday. And then as we look on to Friday, there is going to be about a 20% chance of thunderstorms. There is a potential that this weather could develop and become more severe as time goes on. But right now, it's a pretty low chance, and it's going to be about 81 degrees, my bad. So it's going to be nice and pretty warm, so we're going to get some of that nice, warmer rain. And then as we move on to this weekend, we're going to have another nice warm weekend, much like this past weekend was. Saturday is going to be about 71 degrees, and Sunday is going to be 70. So as we can see, it looks like that cold weather is finally gone. All of that, the 30s to 50 degree weather is going to be gone for the most part. It's going to be nice and warm. And I know this past weekend was pretty warm. It was the perfect Easter weekend. It was nice and warm outside. It was pretty sunny, and there wasn't any rain. So what were you guys doing this past weekend? Did you guys get to get out in the weather?
I did. I took a little walk around my neighborhood, but those 70s and those 80s look so good. Nice. When did you say that the thunderstorms were coming?
They're supposed to come around Friday night into Thursday. Thursday night into Friday, okay. And it's supposed to be thunderstorms. There is, like I said, there is a chance that weather could develop and become severe weather, but we aren't quite sure right now.
Okay, I'll get my umbrella ready for that.
Yeah, that rain is very welcomed by a lot of our farmers in the northern part of the state as well. I can attest from being from there.
Right.
They're struggling with the drought right now, so the more the merrier. Thank you very much, Destiny, with our first look at weather. But coming up on social media, Arkansas's legislation just passed a bill that could impact many social media users.
And Taylor Swift fans just released some big news. What is it? UCentral's Emma Birch has this and more after the break.
Back and change it all. I would. I think I'm gonna miss you the most. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Maybe it's just the little moments. If I could go back and change it all, if I could go back, I would.
You can achieve a lot using your imagination. I mean, I don't like to brag, but... Wait, who's that? And why is she all over these achievement awards? But with STEM, the sky's the limit. Shaboom! Use STEM to envision... Okay, I'm seeing it. Yeah. Invent...
Got any ideas?
I've got a few, actually. And create a better world. Told you she's super smart. If she can STEM, so can you. Find out more at She Can STEM.
In the land of wonder and awe, you won't believe you see what you saw. Where there's something to do for young and for old, where stories are written and then they're retold. Visit travelok.com today. Come see for yourself and come out to play.
Welcome back, Broncos. I'm Emma Birch, and here's your social media update. Arkansas could soon be the second state to require children to get their parents' permission to use social media. The state's House of Representatives approved a bill that will require age confirmation and parental consent for users under the age of 18. House Bill 396 would demand for social media companies to have an age verification through a third-party contract. The bill passed easily with an 82-10 vote. Arkansas's Governor Sarah Huckabee Sanders supports the bill, and it will now go back to the Senate. Utah passed a similar legislation to law last month, being the first state to restrict children's use of social media. And with the ongoing investigation of artificial intelligence, President Joe Biden and his administration are trying to get a grasp on it before it gets out of hand. Sinead Bovell, founder of Way, gives insight on the future of technology.
I think it's important to point out that President Biden mentions both benefits and risks of the technology. To me, that's a nod to tech companies that the administration isn't here to just regulate innovation away. They know AI comes with a lot of benefit and they expect to capitalize on that. At the same time, this can't be the Wild West. These systems come with potential danger, potential harm, and those need to be addressed as well.
Bovell also says that artificial intelligence needs to have national attention for all to know the benefits and risk of AI. Taylor Swift fans are going crazy on Twitter after her and her boyfriend of 6 years, Joe Alwyn, have split. People magazine confirms the two have went their separate ways. Many Swiftie fans went to express their disappointment on Twitter. One saying, quote, "Love isn't real." The pop star is still continuing her Eras tour, even with all the drama behind her breakup. People are talking about Starbucks' new olive oil-infused drink, and it's not all good. Customers are complaining that the coffee giant's Alito is making them run to the bathroom. Starbucks recently introduced the drink, hoping customers would be enticed by the novelty and the health benefits of extra virgin olive oil. Former CEO Howard Schultz said it would transform the coffee industry and be very profitable. But the company may not have considered that the combination of coffee and olive oil might create an urgency to hit the restroom for some people. A barista on Starbucks Reddit page posted that half of them tried the drink and a few of them needed to, quote, "use a restroom if you know what I mean." The restriction was also swift on social media. One Twitter user wrote, quote, "that Alito drink from Starbucks making my stomach speak." CNN has reached out to Starbucks for comment, but nothing has been said. Eden, I'm a coffee drinker, but I don't think I tried that. Are you a coffee drinker? Would you try it?
I am not a big coffee drinker, and even if I was, I do not think I would try that. I actually was cringing when listening to you read that. I just don't see the combination and the appeal.
No,
Are you a big coffee drinker? Like, would you try it?
I am a big coffee drinker. I'm more on the sweet side. I don't like the bitter taste of coffee. I'm like, maybe like this much coffee and this much creamer.
Yeah.
So I think if the bitterness of coffee and the taste of olive oil, that doesn't sound appealing to me.
Doesn't seem like
But
it.
I mean, if they're willing to try it, go for it. Obviously, it's not having the best feedback, but we'll see if they continue it.
Yeah, thank you so much, Emma. And when we come back in sports, the Thunder made the play-in and will take on the New Orleans Pelicans. Also, the UCO baseball and softball team got huge wins over the weekend. All that and much more next.
Feel the beat of nature at a park or forest near you. Find a forest and music inspired by nature at discovertheforest.org.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
Welcome back, Broncos. I'm Jaden Ford, and this is your Monday Sports Update. Over the weekend, Central Oklahoma's baseball team improved to 26-11 after successfully sweeping a 3-game series against Washburn. Over the 3 games, the Broncos only allowed 9 runs, helping them take control of every game and finish on top. Central was 3 games back of Washburn before the series started and has now pulled into a tie with the Ichabos for 4th place. Tomorrow, UCO will be heading to Northeastern State before hosting another 3-game series at home to take on Northwest Missouri. The UCO softball team split a 2-game series versus Central Missouri. In the first game, the Mules got the best of the Broncos, winning a 3-2 9-inning decision in the opener. Head coach Cody White said, "We had our chances in the first game, and we just didn't get it done, so that's on us. It's frustrating, but I was proud of the way we put it behind us and focused on the second game." The Lady Broncos moved into the second game motivated, winning 12-0 in dominating fashion against the Central Missouri Mules in the second game of a Saturday afternoon doubleheader. And moving on for the Masters, John Rahm was crowned champion in the 87th playing of the Masters tournament at the historic National Golf Club in Georgia on Sunday. Rahm shot a final round of 69 to capture his first Masters championship, becoming the 4th player from Spain to win the infamous green jacket over LIV golfer Brooks Koepka, who entered the day at the top of the leaderboard. Koepka held a 4-shot lead over Rahm when they resumed the round to stop due to weather. He then finished the final round shooting a 3 over 75 for a second-place finish, making a way for Rahm to take home the victory. And for the NBA, the season has came to a close, and it's now time for playoffs. Starting tomorrow at April 11th, the playing games will start. This new style tournament debuted in 2020. The 7th and 8th place teams will take on each conference head-to-head, and then the winner of that will go to the 7th seed in each conference. The previous playoff format took the top 8 teams from each conference, leaving multiple teams with no chance at a postseason atmosphere game. Now that has changed, giving the fans more things to be excited about. Speaking of the NBA playoffs, the Oklahoma City Thunder clinched the lowest seed in the Western Conference playing games late last week with the win over the Utah Jazz, giving them the necessary margin over the plummeting Dallas Mavericks. The Thunder will face the New Orleans Pelicans on Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. at the Smoothie King Center in New Orleans. The winner of this matchup will face a loser between the Minnesota Timberwolves and the Los Angeles Lakers. The winner of that game would then advance to the 8th seed in the West and face the number 1 seed Denver Nuggets. Hey, and Brady, what do you think about all of the playoffs and how it's going to play out today?
I'm certainly excited, Jaden. I know that you have your eye all on it as being our lead NBA expert. Yeah. Who do you have coming out of the West? I'm leaning Sacramento despite wanting the Thunder to make it in after the play-in and casually knock the Lakers to the curb like everyone else.
Of course, we would all like our Thunder to make it, and I think they have a solid chance. I think just getting into the playoffs should be the first start for them. Now, who I have coming out of the West, I have to give it to the Golden State Warriors or my Los Angeles Lakers. Both of these teams, when they get going, are hard to stop. And with Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, LeBron James, and Anthony Davis, those 4 people are hard to beat.
Thank you very much, Jaden. Love you doing sports as always. Coming up on the other side, we got our last look at weather. Don't go anywhere.
Feel the beat of nature at a park or forest near you. Find a forest and music inspired by nature at discovertheforest.org.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
Couple of pieces of breaking news for you over the break. First off, an update in the Louisville shooting. The shooter has been identified as Connor Sturgeon. He was, in fact, a former employee that had been fired by the company. He live streamed the shooting on Facebook, but Meta was able to take it down afterwards, and it is confirmed that he did use an AR-15 style rifle. So if anything else develops in the case, we will make sure to get it to you as soon as we can.
And we also have some more breaking news. We talked about the Tennessee House of Representatives talking about expelling those 3 Democratic representatives. Justin Jones was one of the 3 that were expelled, and he actually returns to the Tennessee House of Representatives after being expelled for protesting in the chamber for gun reform following the Nashville shootings. So we're going to toss it to weather for one last look with Destiny.
Welcome back, guys. Here's just my last look at weather. So I'm just going to give you the forecast for tonight. So tonight, it's going to be about 52 degrees. It's going to be pretty clear until around 7:30, 8 p.m. when those clouds start coming in, and then the winds are going to be blowing south at about 6 to 9 miles per hour. The humidity rate is going to be about 43%, and then there is going to be that 60% chance of rain. Like I said, it's supposed to hit at 8 and then go until about 11 to midnight. And then we're going to just move on to our weather headlines. So there are going to be some scattered thunderstorms tonight across the Oklahoma City, Edmond, and just all across the Oklahoma area. So just if you're going to be out tonight, make sure to have an umbrella or something with you. And then, like I said, there's supposed to be that chance of rain on Friday, and that could develop into some severe weather. So just stay aware and know what's going to be happening then. And then moving on, we are going to have warm temperatures all this week, and it's starting to finally feel like spring. So that cold winter weather is behind us, and spring is officially here. That is all I have for now. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you so much, Destiny. And siblings, they're your best friends and maybe your worst enemies too. Either way, you're stuck with each other for life. So celebrate them today on National Siblings Day. Many siblings' relationships change and evolve over the years.
They can provide encouragement or competition and even remind us of our most embarrassing moments. The best way to celebrate Sibling Day is to spend time together. And if that's not possible, at least call or text your brother or sister so they know you're thinking of them. And Eden, I've got my 2 siblings that were there in that graphic as well, Bobby and Maddie, that were ornamental for sure in me making it to where I am today. So love them and hate them to death, but that is how it should be.
Yeah, I have 2 older siblings, Graham, Lydia. Shout out to you guys. Thanks for everything you do for me. I'm the baby of the family. What about you?
I'm the middle child, so nobody likes me. That's the best part. You're in a corner fist fighting, just trying to get your way out, is what it is.
I mean, like you said, siblings they're there for you for whatever, even through the good and the bad.
They're cornerstones for sure. But that's all the time we have today. Thank you so much for tuning in with us here at UCentral News. I'm Brady Gray.
Amina Jones, have a good night, Broncos.